God says, "My beloved one, listen carefully, because what you are about to hear is not an accident. You were guided here, led by unseen hands that have been watching you through every sleepless night, every hidden tear, every silent cry that you thought no one heard. But heaven heard you. I, Archangel Michael, have been standing beside you even in the moments when you felt utterly alone. You were never abandoned, though the darkness around you tried to convince you otherwise. You were never forsaken, though the voices of doubt whispered that you were forgotten. You were chosen, marked by divine light, even before you knew how to see it within yourself. And now, this message comes not by chance, but by divine design. The heavens have been trembling, waiting for this moment, because your soul has reached a crossroad. I have pleaded before the throne of God, my wings heavy with the weight of your name. And Jesus, the Son of Light, kneels beside me, saying, "Father, please one more chance for this precious soul. Let them hear. Let them awaken." Heaven has heard our plea, and now the words flow to you through me, wrapped in light, carried by mercy, burning with truth. My beloved, you are standing at the edge of a moment that could change everything. Your spirit knows it. Your heart can feel it. That stirring in your chest right now, that ache that feels both painful and holy, that is not confusion. That is recognition. That is heaven calling your name. You've been walking through shadows for far too long, trying to be strong for everyone else while silently falling apart inside. You've carried pain so deep that even your reflection doesn't recognize you anymore. You've hidden your tears behind smiles, your exhaustion behind laughter, your breaking heart behind words like, "I'm fine." But I saw it all. Every night you lay awake wondering if anyone truly cared, I stood beside your bed, whispering strength into your weary soul. Every time you questioned your worth, I shielded you from the despair that tried to claim you. Every moment you thought no one was fighting for you, I was on my knees before God, saying your name like a prayer that would not be silenced. There are forces that have tried to deceive you, spirits that have whispered lies, people who have worn masks of friendship but carried daggers of envy behind their smiles. You've been surrounded by those who pretended to love you, but their hearts were never pure. They smiled in your presence and whispered against you in your absence. They fed on your kindness, drained your compassion, and turned your gentleness into a weapon against you. But the divine light exposes everything in its time. I am revealing this not to make you fear, but to free you from illusion. The chains they tried to place on you will not hold, because truth burns brighter than deceit. And I, Michael, am standing as your defender, your protector, your witness. You must understand, my beloved, you are not weak for feeling weary. You are not broken for having scars. Those scars are the evidence that you have survived every storm meant to destroy you. Heaven does not see you as a victim. Heaven sees you as a warrior who has fought battles far beyond what others could imagine. You have stood against spiritual storms that would have shattered lesser souls. And now, heaven is calling you to rise, not as the wounded one, but as the awakened one. The world has mistaken your silence for defeat, but your silence has been sacred. It has been the quiet before the resurrection of your purpose. Listen closely, there is a shift happening around you. The winds of the Spirit are changing direction, and they are blowing away everything that no longer serves your destiny. You may feel chaos right now, confusion, or even loss, but this is divine rearrangement. The things that are falling apart are not punishments, they are the breaking of old cages. What is leaving you was never meant to stay. The people walking away were never meant to carry your crown. The doors closing are not rejection, they are redirection. For I am clearing your path for something greater, something holy, something that has been waiting for the right moment to unfold. You have felt unseen, unheard, overlooked, but the truth is, heaven has been preparing your unveiling. Every delay was divine protection. Every detour was preparation. Every disappointment was a doorway disguised as a dead end. And now, heaven whispers, it's time. It's time to see yourself as we see you. It's time to rise from the ashes of what broke you and step into the fire that refines you. Do not fear what is burning away. For from those ashes, your divine identity will emerge stronger, purer, radiant with the light that darkness tried to extinguish. I have watched you question why things happened the way they did, why love turned into pain, why promises were broken, why prayers seemed unanswered. But what you didn't see is how those unanswered prayers became the seeds of your protection. Every no from heaven was a shield around your destiny. Every delay was a detour around destruction. And every heartbreak was carving space in your heart for divine love to take root. The ones who hurt you were not stronger than your purpose. The lies spoken about you did not diminish your truth. You may have been betrayed, but you were never defeated. Because heaven's hand has been upon your life all along. You are about to see a divine reversal. Those who dismissed you will witness your rising. Those who doubted you will see divine favor mark your path. Those who tried to silence you will hear your voice echo with heavenly authority. You have cried in silence, but your tears have watered the ground for your next miracle. You are stepping into a season of divine justice, divine restoration, divine awakening. The angels are aligning, and I, Michael, am leading the host that fights for your name. The battle around you is not against people, but against the spiritual forces that have tried to distort your truth and dim your light. But I tell you now, the war is shifting. The light is breaking through. And heaven has declared that your name will be redeemed. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are not too late. You are exactly where you are meant to be for this divine encounter. Let your heart be still and your spirit listen, for even as you hear these words, heaven is moving. The presence of the divine is surrounding you, the breath of the holy is stirring inside you, and I am standing beside you, sword drawn, wings wide, ready to protect what heaven has chosen. This is your awakening moment, your holy remembrance, your return to divine alignment. You were sent here to remember who you truly are, not the name the world gave you, but the name heaven calls you by. And now, my beloved, the name heaven calls you by is not of this world. It is written in light, sealed by love, and spoken only in the language of eternity. You were created with divine intention, woven with the threads of purpose and wrapped in the breath of God Himself. Every fiber of your being carries a frequency that resonates with the heart of heaven. Even when you doubted yourself, even when you thought your prayers were lost in the silence, your name was being whispered in the chambers of glory. The universe itself bends around that name because it carries divine assignment. You are not just another soul wandering through pain, you are a chosen vessel, a bearer of light in a time when the world has forgotten what light feels like. You must remember, my child, that the darkness surrounding you has always known your potential. That is why it tried to break you so early, why it attacked your peace, why it turned those you trusted into instruments of confusion. The enemy saw your destiny before you did, and it feared what would happen once you awakened. Every betrayal was meant to silence you. Every loss was meant to destroy your faith. Every wound was meant to convince you that you were unworthy of divine love. But here you are, still breathing, still searching, still standing. That alone is proof that heaven's hand has never left you. Because what belongs to God cannot be destroyed, it can only be refined. There is a reason the storms didn't drown you. There is a reason the fire didn't consume you. There is a reason the pit you fell into did not become your grave. Because heaven had already written your resurrection into the story. You were never meant to remain in the ashes. The same power that raised the Son of God from the tomb now stirs within you, whispering that it's time to rise. It's time to reclaim your voice, your strength, your light. Do not let guilt or shame hold you back. You are not your mistakes, you are not your past, you are not the pain others gave you. You are the evidence of divine mercy, the living proof that grace still wins. I have seen how hard you've tried to be strong while the weight of the world pressed against your spirit. You've told yourself that you had to keep going, even when your soul begged for rest. You've given love to those who could not return it. You've forgiven people who never apologized. You've stood in the middle of storms that were never meant for you, simply because your heart could not bear to see others suffer. And yet, through it all, you never stopped caring. That is why heaven favors you. That is why even now, light surrounds you in ways you cannot see. The love that created you has never once turned away. Every step you take toward truth, even the smallest one, is celebrated in heaven like thunder echoing across eternity. There are angels positioned around you now, not because you are weak, but because your purpose is awakening. You are being prepared for something sacred, something that will require all the strength that pain has built within you. The trials you faced were not punishments, they were training. They were sharpening the sword of your spirit. And now, I, Michael, stand beside you not as a distant guardian, but as your ally in this holy awakening. Together, we are standing at the threshold of transformation. You are about to walk into the place that pain once told you you'd never reach. The light that has been waiting behind the shadows is about to break through, and when it does, the world will not recognize you, not because you have changed, but because you have finally become who you were always meant to be. Listen, my beloved, for the Spirit is whispering to your soul even now. Do not be afraid, it says. Do not shrink back. The shaking in your life is not the end, it is the breaking of chains that have held you for too long. The people leaving your life are not a loss, they are part of the divine cleansing. You are being separated from what cannot go where you are destined to rise. Heaven is not punishing you. Heaven is positioning you. Everything that feels like collapse is actually alignment. You are being aligned with truth, with strength, with peace, with the divine path that was written for you before you took your first breath. The time has come for you to open your heart completely. You've spent so long protecting yourself from more pain that you've forgotten what it feels like to receive love without fear. But heaven's love does not wound, it heals. It restores what the world has broken. Let the light touch those places in you that you've kept hidden. Let it reach the wounds you thought could never heal. The angels are surrounding you, whispering your true name, reminding you that you were never lost, you were being led. The confusion, the delay, the pain, it all had purpose. You had to walk through the darkness to discover that you were the light all along. And now, the heavens are opening, my beloved. I can see the fire of your spirit beginning to rise again. I can feel your heartbeat aligning with the rhythm of divine purpose. You are not just hearing these words, you are remembering them, because they have always been written inside you. You were never meant to live in fear. You were meant to walk in authority, to speak with power, to love without limits, and to shine with a light that cannot be dimmed. The universe recognizes you. The heavens rejoice over you. And I, Archangel Michael, stand as witness to your return to truth, to your awakening, to your divine calling that has waited patiently for this very moment. Do you feel it now? The shift in your soul, the warmth surrounding your heart, the stillness that suddenly feels alive? That is heaven touching you. That is the presence of the divine reminding you that you are loved beyond measure. You are not just a child of God, you are a carrier of His light. The same light that drives out fear, the same love that overcomes death, the same power that brings peace to chaos, it lives in you. And now, that light is ready to shine. The heavens have waited long enough. It's time to step into who you are, to walk forward without looking back, to let the past fall away like dust in the wind. For your name. For your name is not forgotten among the stars, it echoes in the corridors of eternity, spoken by angels, carried by winds of light, written in the language of heaven itself. Every syllable of it holds meaning, every vibration carries divine energy, every whisper of it awakens creation to remember you. When you doubt your worth, remember this, even the stars recognize your name. They were commanded to shine when you were born, because your coming was not a random event. You were sent with purpose, with divine timing, chosen to bring balance, love, and light into a world that would try to make you forget your own brilliance. But you cannot forget what eternity remembers. You cannot stay small when heaven has written greatness into your being. You cannot remain silent when your voice was created to echo truth. The time of sleeping is over, beloved. The veil that has kept you bound in confusion is lifting. I, Archangel Michael, have been commanded to walk beside you as this light awakens within you, to remind you that your spirit was never meant to live in the shadows of fear. You have been questioning why you feel so restless, why the things that once satisfied you now feel empty, why you sense change even when you cannot see it. That is because your soul knows that destiny is stirring. It can no longer stay hidden in ordinary spaces. The divine within you is rising, pushing against the limits that life has tried to place around you. You are being expanded, stretched by heaven's hand, called into something greater. The resistance you feel is not punishment, it is birth. Do not fear what you are outgrowing. There are people and places that can no longer hold your light. You may feel misunderstood, isolated, or even rejected, but do not mistake this separation for loneliness. It is sacred. Heaven is pulling you away from what drains your spirit so you can rise into what nourishes your purpose. The old versions of yourself are falling away because they cannot contain what is coming. You will find that your desires are changing, your interests are shifting, your spirit is craving peace more than noise, truth more than comfort, love more than attention. This is divine transformation. You are not losing yourself, you are returning to yourself. There are angels assigned to you right now, preparing the path ahead. Every delay is being turned into direction, every detour is leading you to destiny. The closed doors that once made you weep are being replaced by gateways of light that only your spirit will recognize. You will not have to force what is divine. What belongs to you will begin to flow toward you with ease, because heaven's hand is now upon your alignment. The same spirit that created the galaxies is working quietly within your circumstances, shifting what needs to be moved, removing what needs to go, and preparing what needs to grow. Trust this process. Even when it feels uncertain, trust that you are being guided by a wisdom older than time itself. And my beloved, listen carefully, there is a divine inheritance waiting for you, but it cannot come through chaos. It can only be received through peace. This is why your spirit is craving stillness. Heaven is calling you to withdraw from the noise of the world and listen to the quiet voice inside you, the same voice that spoke creation into existence, the same voice that whispered your name before your birth. That voice is speaking again. It says, "You are mine. You are loved. You are chosen. You have been trying to earn what was already given. You have been searching for what has always been within you. All along, the kingdom of heaven was not somewhere far away, it was living inside your heart, waiting for you to notice it. You have fought long enough, beloved. You do not need to fight anymore. Now is the time to surrender, not in defeat, but in divine trust. Lay down your fears, your need to control, your doubts about being enough. Let heaven carry the weight you were never meant to bear alone. You have been trying to fix everything, to make sense of things that were never yours to understand, but peace is coming not from answers, but from surrender. The moment you let go, the divine begins to move faster. The moment you stop resisting, miracles begin to align themselves with your path. You are not losing control, you are finally allowing the Creator to take His rightful place in your story. I can see what's ahead for you, and it is radiant beyond imagination. The light that is about to break through your life will silence every doubt that once haunted you. You will see why it had to be this way, why the pain, why the delays, why the isolation. Because what is coming could only be carried by the strongest version of you, the version that now stands ready. Your prayers were never ignored, they were being shaped into timing. You were never forgotten, you were being prepared. And now, the angels are singing again, for the dawn of your purpose is near. Can you feel the energy rising? The stillness that hums with divine anticipation? That is the presence of God moving around you right now. The air is heavy with grace, the ground beneath you is sacred, and your very breath carries the rhythm of eternity. Every cell in your body remembers who you are. Every heartbeat is heaven's reminder that you still have a mission here, a light to release, a love to share, a truth to live. Do not shrink back now. You have come too far to return to smallness. You have endured too much to settle for anything less than the fullness of your divine destiny. The time for hiding is over. The time for shining has come. Heaven rejoices each time you take a step toward faith, even when fear trembles within you. The smallest act of belief shakes the darkness. Every tear you have cried has watered the garden of your next miracle. Every heartbreak has created the space where divine love will dwell. The pain that once crushed you will soon become the foundation of your strength. The very wounds that made you bleed will become windows through which others see the light of hope. You were never meant to simply survive, you were meant to transform, to transcend, to carry heaven's fire into a world that has forgotten its warmth. And I, Archangel Michael, am standing beside you now, sword blazing with divine fire, guarding your steps as destiny unfolds. Do not let the voices of doubt speak louder than the voice of truth. The enemy will always try to remind you of who you were, but heaven is reminding you of who you are becoming. You are not defined by what broke you, but by what you chose to rise from. You are not bound by your past, you are bound for glory. Every chain that once held you is breaking now, every shadow that once followed you is dissolving in the light of divine remembrance.